Hey y'all, I am doing my first trimester recap today, and better late than never, right? This video is late by about 6 weeks to be exact, but the first trimester totally wore me out, so that's why we're just now getting to it, and that's okay. But I'm going to be going through everything in this video. I'm going to be going through symptoms, my real, raw, true emotions during my first trimester, and some products that I absolutely loved, and I'll be linking them in the video description as always. But let's just hop right into it. For my symptoms, the very first symptom that I had was starvation. And I mean that quite literally. Like, that was the first symptom with my daughter too. She's 3. If you don't follow me already, I have a 3.5-year-old and I am pregnant with baby number 2, but I'm not really sure if it's to say baby number 2 because this is really baby number 3. This is a rainbow baby, but it's kind of confusing. I don't really know how to put it, but I'm pregnant. This is my second pregnancy, third. This is why I can't talk about it. Anyways, so let's just go back to symptoms. It was starvation. So I just woke up one morning and I was absolutely starving. And if I didn't eat, I would feel sick, like very sick, nauseous. So that was my very first symptom. Next thing was exhaustion. I'm talking 8 hours plus at night, naps during the day, and that still wasn't cutting it. Like, I just was so tired. And then after chasing and hanging and playing with my little baby, my toddler, all day, I was even more exhausted, I feel like. And I remember being tired with my first pregnancy, but not like this one. And I think it's just because I'm a mom this time around and I have a lot of responsibilities. So I was just exhausted. And then the next symptom is just very sore boobs. And that has not gone away at all. It's just continued on for me. But in the beginning, I feel like it was worse than it is now. Now it's just like come and go. But in the first trimester, it was very painful, like to the point where I absolutely had to wear a bra, which I do most of the time anyway. But even at nighttime, because I couldn't stand the feeling of my boobs touching up against anything. Like, it hurts so bad. Let's move on to emotions. So this is where it's going to get real and raw here because, like I said, I experienced a loss and I did not expect to get pregnant right away. So I know that they tell you if you have a miscarriage that you're more likely to get pregnant really quick because you're more fertile and yada yada. I did not believe that was going to happen for me because it's never been easy for me to get pregnant and it's never happened fast. So I just didn't think that that would be the case for me, but it was. I got pregnant the very next month after I had my period. So since I got pregnant so fast after a loss, I was still grieving and it didn't really hit me that I was actually pregnant. So I knew that I was pregnant. Like, I knew that, but I didn't feel pregnant. Like, I was going through all the symptoms and things, but it just felt like it was too good to be true. Like, it was too soon, and it almost felt like I was guilting myself for feeling excited after experiencing a loss. There were just a lot of really weird things going around it, and of course, a lot of different hormone shifts and things like that. So my mind connection to being pregnant just wasn't fully there. Of course, I was very excited, and the only person that I told at first was my husband. Of course, I told him first. But we decided not to share with our daughter right away like we did with the previous pregnancy because we just didn't want to confuse her. We wanted to be able to go to the doctor and get some answers first, check everything out, make sure everything looked good before we announced to her because, like I said, I just didn't really want to confuse her. It happened before and she understood that the baby went to heaven, and I misunderestimated Luxie, and you'll see why in a minute. But so yeah, I just thought it was too good to be true, and I didn't want to tell everyone right away. So reasons why I didn't want to tell anyone right away. Now, in my past 2 previous pregnancies with Luxie and then the past baby, we went ahead and told them, like, parents and everything same day. Like, I told my husband and we went and drove to my parents. We went and drove to his parents. Everybody knew the same day that we did. This was not the case this go around, and I will tell you why. If something did go wrong, I did not want to have to experience that with anyone else. Because I was already going through a lot at that point. There were a lot of hormones, a lot of emotions, and I didn't want to have to share that with anyone. So that was the first thing. Number 2, I hadn't fully accepted it myself, so it just didn't feel right sharing it with anyone else other than my husband. Number 3 is the fear of judgment, and I'm not really sure if judgment is the right word for it, but I can't really come up with anything else right now because pregnancy brain, so forgive me on that. But what I mean by that is, I won't dive too deep into this subject, but I feel like as soon as I did tell some people, the first comment that they made was, wow, so soon. Like, wow, so soon after your miscarriage. And I didn't really feel that to be like a good thing. Like, it didn't really feel like a good tone. It didn't really feel like it came from a good place. So I know that my feelings were validated in keeping that with my husband for as long as we did. Because pregnancy is a really personal thing. That's something that your body's going through, and I don't think that I would be this way had I not experienced a loss, but because I did, there is just something about keeping things sacred, and there was something really special about just me and my husband knowing at the time. So I still stand by my decision on that, and if I get pregnant again, I'll probably do the same thing because it just felt right. And that's not the same thing for everybody, but at the time, I'm not the kind of person that you have to tiptoe around my emotions, but at that time, like, I still had a really sore, open wound, and I was just trying to allow that to heal. So it's just some comments here. Luxie told me before I knew that I was pregnant that there was a baby in my belly, and I didn't know at the time. She told me that the baby was just so tiny, she could barely see it, but there was a baby in my belly. A few weeks later, she told me that her baby sister was supposed to go to heaven and that her baby brother would be here soon. And I found out at this point, but I did not tell her that I was pregnant. She did not know, like, she did not fully know, but she knew. And she actually knew to the point that she went to school one day, her PDO, Parents' Day Out, and told her teachers that there was a baby in my belly and how excited she was. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, how does she know? And so I tried to tell her, well, Luxie, we're really not sure yet. Mommy wants to go to the doctor and see and make sure everything's okay. And I didn't really tell her I was or I wasn't pregnant, and she argued with me. There is a baby in your belly, Mama, and I am going to be a big sister. So I don't know what it is about Luxie. She called it on the last baby. She called it on this one, and we know that it's a boy, but now we do. And I really thought that it was a girl just because of my pregnancy symptoms, that they were exactly the same as with Luxie, but she knew. She knew all along. She's known everything. I don't understand, but I do understand. And I think that God works more through children because they're closer to him. Like, they were with him sooner than, you know, than we've been with him. So I don't know. I just think that that's really special, and I wanted to include that in this video because she called it. So I finally decided to tell our families on Thanksgiving. I couldn't get in to see my doctor soon enough, and we wanted to go in, have the ultrasound, check the heartbeat, do blood and all that, but I couldn't get in, and I really wanted to do it on Thanksgiving so all the family was together. So we ended up going to an ultrasound boutique in Dallas, and they confirmed that there was a heartbeat and the baby was the size that it was supposed to be based on my last period. So I was excited about that, and we did tell everybody, and after telling my family, I felt like a big weight was lifted off my shoulders, and I was finally able to get the whole feeling of, wow, I'm actually pregnant. Wow, this is actually happening. And I started building more of that excitement instead of just keeping it all inside, because I had somebody to share that with other than my husband, but you know. So I was really excited that I was able to finally tell them. And it was a lot of fun. For the gender prediction, I actually joined a Facebook group for the Ramsey theories. I still don't understand all of it. I tried to figure it out. I have no idea. But you basically submit a picture of your ultrasound and people like guess, and everybody said boy. And I was like, it's not a boy. But they were right. And then also the Chinese calendar was correct with Luxie as well. Like, if you put in your birthday and the baby's due date, it's supposed to give you what the gender will be. It was right on Luxie, and it said boy with this one too. So I was in denial, but I really thought it was a girl based on my pregnancy symptoms and everything, and I'd already had a girl. So this is a whole new experience for me. Like, what am I supposed to do with a boy? But I'm on the right path now. And I am, of course, very excited, but it just totally surprised me. Anyways, I did not find out the gender in the first trimester, by the way. So sorry that since this video is the way that it is, I'm going back and forth, but I did not know in the first trimester because that's only until 13 weeks. Some people do, but I didn't find out that soon. And then some of the products that I used in the first trimester, the first prenatals that I ordered, y'all, I spent so long looking at prenatals. With my second pregnancy, I had used the Ollie gel capsules. I had some left over from that pregnancy, but whenever I went to reorder, I started doing more research and I just fell in love with them. They've got really good everything, reviews, the benefits seem to be great. So I'm sticking with the Ollie prenatals, the gel ones, because there are some other ones I've been looking at, but they're so pricey. Like, I know that they're good, but can they possibly be that good to justify spending that much money every single month? I don't know. So, I did try the Ollie gummies too, and I loved them. They're super sugary, and they kind of felt like a treat because you get 2 of them, and they're pretty big. I mean, they're almost the size of a quarter. And they're gummies with like sugary stuff on the outside, so they were really yummy. But then after doing more research, it said something about gummies aren't fully able to absorb the folate, I think, or the folic acid, one of the 2 that you need. So there's no way you can get it in gummy form. So I stopped doing the gummies anyway. And sometimes, like, if you brush your teeth at night and then you forget to take it, then you have to brush your teeth again after you take them and all that. So I'm just sticking with the pills. I love them. They're very small, easy to swallow, and they don't have any nasty aftertaste or smell or anything like that. So I really like those. Next thing is a pregnancy journal. I actually ordered the same exact journal that I had with Luxie, and I've probably wrote a sentence in it up until this point. So I need to go and do all the things in that right now, but I'll get to it. But I will link everything that I'm talking about in the video description too. And I loved the pregnancy journal with Luxie. I wrote everything out with Luxie, but that's first child, you know, when you're not as busy. So I'm gonna get there though. Don't worry, son. Don't worry. I will finish the pregnancy journal. If you care anyways, you probably don't. The next thing is a pregnancy pillow. That was something that I ordered with my previous pregnancy as well because I got so excited and it had been so long since I'd been pregnant. So I was like, I'm getting a pregnancy pillow this time around because I didn't have one with Luxie. So I really, really wanted one. And so I ordered one, and I really love it. It's super snuggly and comfy and all the things, but my only problem with it is it's so bulky and it kind of puts a divider in between me and my husband, which I don't really like. So I am in the process of searching for a new one, but I will link it in case you're okay with having a big one. We have a queen size bed, so it takes up a lot of the bed, and I feel sorry for my husband, so that's why I'm looking for a new one. But I love it. It's super comfy. Next thing is a stainless steel cup. I love my 40-ounce Stanley. This isn't the 40, this is the 30. I still love them. They keep ice in them all day long, but the 40-ounce, I drink 2 of those at least a day. And then I'm carrying around this one because I'm going to the park later, and the other one doesn't do so well in the stroller, but I love that. Preferably something with a handle. I like stainless steel because it keeps it cold, and you're going to want to up your water intake if you're pregnant. And I've just been super, super thirsty anyway, so that's been a must-have for me. The next thing is the Calm Magnesium drink. I've already linked that in my Amazon storefront. I'll link it in this video too. I did not know about it until recently, and I love it. I take it, it's just like this powder that you put into your water and it fizzes up, and then you add more water and do whatever you want with it. But I drink it at night. It helps me sleep really good. It's supposed to help with like leg cramps, and it's supposed to help with anxiety, and I feel like it's really done wonders for me. And it helps for whenever you're stopped up. You know, that happens in pregnancy. It really helps. Like, it really does. You take it the night before and you're golden in the morning. I'm just saying. The next thing is going to be the Preggy Pop Drops. I used to have some in my car, but I guess I took them out. During the first trimester, if I wasn't able to get to food in enough time, I would just take one of those. They have B6, I think, and B12 maybe. But it did hold me over until I could get to food, and I really, really liked them. Plus, they taste really good. They're like candy. So I definitely recommend those. I think they're the Plus, the Pet Preggy Pop Plus or something like that. I'll link them for you. And then the next thing is going to be Tylenol for headaches. And my headaches have not left me yet. I still have headaches. Anyways, that was pretty much everything for my first trimester recap. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you're pregnant, congratulations! I'm so happy we're pregnant together. I want you to comment your due date in the video description so that way I can see how close we are. And if not, thank you so much for watching anyways. I love watching these types of videos because, I don't know, I like comparing my pregnancy to others, seeing what new products are out there now for new moms or, you know, for future babies, things like that. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. I wish you the best in every single way. Hope you're having an awesome day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.